host, The Stephen A. Smith Show, starts right now.
Woods took the course at Augusta National, and there was hope, but how much of it was real and how much of it was false hope? It's the Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, SiriusXM Channel 80, and on ESPN News, brought to you by Credit Karma. Get your truly free credit scores and free credit monitoring from Credit Karma today. Credit Karma. Get knowing. It's Will Cain filling in for Stephen A. Smith today on his show. You can normally find me 3 to 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Following Stephen A., you can find me most days of the week hanging out with Stephen A., Max, and Molly on First Take, and on occasions when he takes a breather. And on occasions when he gets a little R&R and gets ready for the NBA playoffs, you can find me right here or sitting in his seat on First Take. There's a lot to talk about today. I got a couple names for you. I got a couple guys. I've got 2 names in the NBA that as the playoffs tip off this weekend, they and their performance can be the biggest swings, the biggest X factors, the biggest disruptors of our expectations in the NBA playoffs. 2 guys who, not necessarily am I saying are the best or the greatest players in the playoffs, and may not even be at times the best or the greatest players on their own team, but they are certainly going to be the guys who swing the outcomes, swing our expectations in these NBA playoffs. You got to hear these 2 names, and you can give me yours as well at 888-729-3776. That's 888-SAY-ESPN on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. But it's time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, no contracts. Tiger Woods, y'all. How much was hope? How much was false hope? Tiger Woods took to the course yesterday at the Masters and came out of the gates swinging. As I left you yesterday here on the Stephen A. Smith Show, he was near the top of the leaderboard. Tiger Woods shot 2 under yesterday. He finished the day tied for 11th. But early in the day, it looked like it's happening. It looked like Tiger Woods was making his comeback, the grand comeback. The one that many have hoped for, some have expected, and many are thinking, he can do this. I think that. He can do this. He can win another major, and as the day unfolded yesterday, the first half of the day told us, yes, he can. At portions in our day, he was tied atop the leaderboard at 3 under. He finished the day, as I said, 2 under, and that's looking pretty nice. That's sitting pretty for Tiger Woods, and that's what Michael Collins said. No pressure. This ain't going to do anything to Tiger. No pressure at all. Listen to ESPN's golf analyst, Michael Collins.
Pressure for him to win? I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any pressure on Tiger Woods to win the Masters other than whatever he self-inflicts on himself because he wants to win the Masters really bad. But I don't think that, people are looking at Tiger going, well, you're the favorite. It's your tournament to lose. That's not the way it works because of how many good players are playing really well right now. Remember, Tiger's not up there in the top 5 in the world ranking, so it's not like the Tiger of 2000 or 2007 or 2004 when he was the Tiger Woods. So I don't know if pressure to win would be the right term I would necessarily use for Tiger Woods, but I will say this. The closer he is to the top of that leaderboard as we go forward, the more pressure is going to become because the more people are going to go, he's doing it again.
Totally agree with Michael Collins. There's no pressure on Tiger Woods. That will only come with day 4. That will only come with the day where 2 majors were lost a year ago. Tiger Woods came out of the gates looking sharp, or at least that's the way it looked at the beginning of the day. And this was the false hope. This was the fool's gold. This was not to be believed. Because while through the first half of the day, Tiger was near the top of the leaderboard, and he shot what at the time looked like an impressive 2 under in his opening round at the Masters. As the day unfolded, we learned what a truly strong day in 2019 at Augusta looked like. As the day unfolded, all the young guys that Michael Collins referenced got to take to the course. As the day unfolded, the afternoon proved that Tiger's opening round was false hope. Brooks Koepka finished the day at 6 under. Bryson DeChambeau finished the day at 6 under. Ian Poulter had a nice day as well. Dustin Johnson, others, including South Africa's Justin Harding, showed us that you could shoot 6, 5, 4 under on this course. Conditions right, timing is right, game is right, swing is right. That's what a winning round is going to look like. And if Tiger Woods is going to compete, if Tiger Woods is going to show us that he can actually win, not just contend for a major, it's going to take a better day than what we saw from him. It's going to take more than what through the first half of the day looked like a winning round of golf. We learned as the day went on what a winning round of golf looked like. So Tiger's opening day was false hope. But don't think I'm out here hating. Don't think I'm being pessimistic. Don't think I'm telling you Tiger's never going to win another major, because I'm a believer. I am a believer that Tiger Woods will win another major, and there was real hope. That's what I'm here to tell you. There was real hope to be found on the Masters golf course yesterday. There was real hope for Tiger Woods. And despite their history, despite their, and I'm using air quotes here, rivalry, despite their at times adversarial nature, their no love lost relationship, despite even the way it's mended and been spinned into money-making ventures, hope came for Tiger Woods in the form of Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson gave us hope that Tiger Woods can win another major. You see, yesterday I laid out for you that I believe Tiger can win another major. I believe he's arrived at the top group in golf. I'm not telling you he's the old Tiger. He's not the Tiger of vintage. He's not the one that laps the field, runs away, terrifies guys on Sundays. That's not what we're talking about anymore. And don't compare Tiger to himself. Compare him to the people he's playing against today. Compare him to who he was a year ago. Tiger contended in 2 majors last year. Tiger, yes, has a group of 10, maybe 12 guys: Justin Thomas, Justin Rose, Jordan Spieth, Ricky Fowler, Rory McIlroy, Brooks Koepka. I could go on and on. A group of top-tier golfers who are in contention in any given major. But you know who else's name is in that group now? Do you know who else belongs? Tiger Woods. But the best rebuttal to that, the best rebuttal to Tiger win another major is this: his timeline is not the same, Will. His timeline is shorter. All those guys, when you say, hey, will Justin Thomas win another major? Well, he's got more years to do it than Tiger. It's the best rebuttal to my argument. In walks Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson was 1 stroke off the lead yesterday. 48-year-old Phil Mickelson shot 5 under. 48-year-old Phil Mickelson was in the thick of it with those young guys. And what 48-year-old Phil Mickelson shows us is that Tiger Woods' window doesn't have to just be for the next year or two. Phil Mickelson is Tiger Woods' hope. If he's to win another major, it's going to take some time. If he's going to win another major, it can't be forced in to the next 24-month window. 43-year-old Tiger Woods can look across that golf course to the round that Phil Mickelson put up yesterday. And not a terrible start today through 8. He's 4 under. He can look across that golf course and see what Phil Mickelson is doing at 48 years old and say to himself, maybe I got 5 years. Maybe I got a bigger window. And if I can play the kind of golf I've been playing over the last year, over the next 5, you telling me you're going to keep your money off of Tiger? You telling me you're not going to keep him in that group? Over 5 years, if you tell me, yeah, I think Justin Thomas might win another major, I think you have to ask yourself that same question about Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods yesterday gave you false hope and real hope. Tiger Woods' round wasn't good enough to win Augusta National, the Masters, in 2019. But Phil Mickelson's was. And Phil Mickelson's age and his game give you hope that Tiger's window is a little bit longer, and he has yet an opportunity to win a major. I don't think it'll be this weekend at the Masters. I'm not telling you it won't be. I don't think it'll be this weekend. But I think it will come. And that's Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Nationwide coverage on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. Tiger tees off, by the way, in about 30 minutes. Right now, your leaderboard at Augusta National is Bryson DeChambeau. He is 7 under, followed by Francesco Molinari and Jason Day at 5 under. We'll keep you updated on the scores as we go through the day. Phil Mickelson is in that third place group, tied for fourth. Third in position, tied for fourth among golfers there, along with Brooks Koepka and Ian Poulter. Will Cain filling in for Stephen A. Smith today on the Stephen A. Smith Show. I've got 2 names for you. I've got 2 names for you of guys who will swing the outcomes of the NBA playoffs. Let me talk to you for a minute about what I mean. What do we mean when we talk about X factors? What do we mean when we talk about wild swings? Obviously, Giannis Antetokounmpo is a force of nature. And I actually like that analogy very much, a force of nature. Giannis isn't going to be stopped. Giannis is going to carry those Milwaukee Bucks through the playoffs. Giannis, to me, is like gravity. Count on it. It's going to happen. It's not going to cause any wild swings. You're going to have to beat Giannis. He's going to perform. He's going to be awesome. And the Bucks, because of that, should achieve our expectations, which is Eastern Conference Finals, perhaps NBA Finals. Giannis isn't an X factor. He's not a swing component because we know what he'll do, and thus we know what the Bucks will do. I can say the same thing about Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard's going to perform, and he's going to carry those Raptors to the full extent of their potential. Kevin Durant's going to perform, and the Golden State Warriors will do the same. I think James Harden will perform, and the Rockets will fall short of some people's expectations, but for the vast majority, the rational among us, those who see the predictable nature of these NBA playoffs, that the Golden State Warriors will be standing when everybody else is falling down, we know how far James Harden will carry the Rockets. No. I've got 2 names for you that make it impossible or hardest to predict where these teams will go. First of all, one of the biggest X factors, one of the 2 biggest X factors in these NBA playoffs is the Boston Celtics' Kyrie Irving. Kyrie will swing the entire direction of the Boston Celtics playoffs hopes, the entire direction of the Boston Celtics future for that matter, the entire direction of how they're going to build this would-be dynasty, the entire direction of the next 5 years. Kyrie will be an X factor for all of that. Kyrie's performance and the way it serves as an engine for the Boston Celtics will be the biggest X factor in the Eastern Conference. Damon Jones, former NBA player, was on Get Up this morning, and he talked about exactly how far he thought these Celtics could go. Listen.
I see Boston getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, and I'm gonna be worried about the Marcus Smart being out the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
But I look for Gordon Hayward and Jaylen Brown to step up their production, not only on the offensive end but defensively, because Marcus Smart, they miss a lot on the perimeter defensively. And Kyrie Irving is just a big game player when it comes to the playoffs. I'm not worried about what he's gonna give me, but I do see this team making it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I don't see the Boston Celtics making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, let me walk through a couple things. Marcus Smart's loss is going to be big. He's the heart and soul of that team. He's a defensive presence. He is their grit. He is their toughness. But I think Jaylen Brown is going to be a really, really good to great player in the NBA. He's had his ups and downs, but Jaylen can play defense. Jaylen can be gritty. Jaylen Brown can be tough. Jaylen Brown can fill in for Marcus Smart. Gordon Hayward's turning into Gordon Hayward of old. Through the month of March and into April, Gordon Hayward is looking like a guy who can make a real difference for the Celtics. And if Gordon Hayward is the Gordon Hayward of old, look out. Look out, Bucks. Because that's who they'd meet in the second round. Now, I don't think the Boston Celtics will make it to the Eastern Conference Finals because I don't think they'll get past Giannis, and I don't think they'll get past the Bucks. I don't think they'll get past the second round. But now let me acknowledge the X factor. I know who playoff Kyrie is. I know what closer Kyrie can do. But what I don't know is how the Boston Celtics will respond to that Kyrie. It's been a yo-yo all season long, and you know it. You and I both know it. The Celtics were a predictable thing. We all knew what they could do because they did it. They made it to the Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals against LeBron James. They did it on the backs of defense and sharing the ball and ball movement. And any given player stepping up at any given time, from Jaylen Brown to Jason Tatum to Al Horford. That's who they were a year ago. And then you insert Kyrie Irving. A guy who's more ball dominant. A guy who doesn't necessarily fit that style of play. And all season long, because of that, it's been a yo-yo. Does Kyrie take over? Yes. Do they win? Sometimes. Are they clicking on all cylinders? Sometimes. Are they looking like they have sand in the engine and salt in the gas tank? Sometimes. I think Kyrie will perform. When I say he's an X factor, I'm not talking about is he going to be bad or is he going to be good. What I mean is this. How will his team fit into his performance? This is a team that wasn't designed to be run this way. So when Kyrie is taking over, how does Jason Tatum respond? When Kyrie is taking over, how does Jaylen Brown respond? When Kyrie is doing playoff Kyrie, what's the chemistry look like in Boston? Because just because he turns into playoff Kyrie doesn't mean the Celtics sing. They have to respond to his style of play. He has to mesh with their style of play. It's got to be like a symphony, man, an orchestra. They're going to have to all play together. He can't break out into a jazz solo in the middle of the Met Opera. It isn't going to work. But if he can take that instrument, if he can take that virtuoso style of play and make it fit into the Celtics, that's an X factor. That's a team that could take down the Bucks. Could. I don't think they will. But I acknowledge the X factor that Kyrie and the Celtics, with Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, and Marcus Smart coming back, represent. That's a team that can go through a wild swing. Will Cain filling in for Stephen A. Smith today, laying out the two players for you that I believe serve as the difference makers, the swing factors, the X factors in the NBA playoffs. I just gave you Kyrie Irving. Here's the one other name that I believe could swing this playoffs. Let me deal with this first. One of the problems with the NBA, 82-game regular season, is the predictable nature. With the rise of the Golden State Warriors and the super-duper team, where we know who's going to win, and there's a lack of drama in the outcome, it all becomes so predictable, including the first round of the NBA playoffs. I have trouble finding the upset. But again, on Get Up, Damon Jones, former NBA player, he didn't have trouble. This guy, Damon, my man, does not believe in the predictable nature of the NBA playoffs, I guess. Listen to this.
I see Orlando winning this series.
Whoa.
I really do, and I like the way that this team is playing defense. They're shooting the three ball exceptionally well. If Orlando can set their pace and set their tone defensively, and like I said, make the three like they've been doing down the stretch of the regular season, I see them winning in 7 games.
Orlando. The Magic, Damon? Are we the Magic or like the Orlando Arrows? Was that the AAF team name? I don't even know. Like, which Orlando? Orlando, the Magic. The Magic. Aaron Gordon, Jonathan Isaac. That's what over the Raptors with Kawhi Leonard. No, sir. I respectfully disagree. And that's the thing. How many upsets can you truly see in the NBA playoffs? Go through them. I mean, you're not going to take the Clippers over the Warriors, right? I'm not going to take the Spurs over the Nuggets. I think some, including my friend ESPN NBA analyst Ryan Holland, sees that as a potential upset. I'm not even going to take the Jazz over the Rockets, even though that's an interesting matchup. Over in the East, I am not going to believe that the Sixers, the Celtics, the Raptors, or the Bucks lose in the first round. But if I'm looking for one potential upset, if I'm looking for expectations, I'm looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Portland Trailblazers. That's the 3-seed Portland Trailblazers against the 6-seed Oklahoma City Thunder. That is Vegas and BPI, ESPN's BPI, predicting the Blazers over the Thunder. And I believe there's a guy who can swing those expectations. My other X factor in these NBA playoffs, Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook has to deliver in the playoffs. Russell Westbrook has to exceed what Vegas thinks, what BPI thinks, what seeding has his team going against 6 versus 3. We expect it. at some point the Thunder have to win a first-round playoff series without Kevin Durant. Russell Westbrook can swing that series. Russell Westbrook can upset expectations. And I think he has to. I don't think we can continue to talk about triple-doubles. I don't think we can continue to talk about 20-20-20 if it doesn't manifest in wins in the playoffs. Is this winnable? Honestly, forget Vegas. Forget BPI. Don't you think so? I mean, don't you think your own personal expectations, Russell Westbrook and Paul George, Adams, you don't think that team can beat the Blazers? That's a winnable series. No disrespect to Damian Lillard. No disrespect to CJ McCollum. That's a winnable series. And Westbrook can do it, I believe. And he must. He must be the swing factor. He must be the one series in the NBA playoffs where you have a legit upset happening. And it has to happen on the back of Russell Westbrook. And if it doesn't, it'll begin to be that final nail in the coffin of his reputation as a stat player, but not a playoff winner. You know, there's one other guy that's been said of. That's been James Harden. Is that fair? He's in the West. He's going up against the behemoth that is the Golden State Warriors. Is that fair? What does James Harden have to do to meet our expectations? What does James Harden have to do to live up to what we need to see from him the way we need to see a playoff series win from Russell Westbrook? I'll answer that. What? First round? Second round? Western Conference Finals? NBA Finals? What do we need to see from James Harden? You can join that 888-729-3776. Let's get into that. And the horrendous drama in Pittsburgh. Have you ever seen a team with this much drama? Have you ever seen a team with this much dysfunction? I'll tell you what. I'm going to bring in a guy who gives you one of the name of a team that could soon turn into the Steelers if they're not careful. That team name could surprise some fans in the upper Midwest. It's Will Cain on the Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio. If you haven't tried the incredible high-quality meat from ButcherBox, you're going to be blown away. ButcherBox delivers healthy, 100% grass-fed and grass-finished beef, free-range organic chicken, and heritage breed pork right to your door. With free shipping, you can get a month's worth of the best-tasting meat from ButcherBox for less than $6 a meal. ButcherBox is offering Stephen A's listeners the ultimate breakfast bundle, 2 packs of the best-tasting bacon you've ever had, and 2 pounds of their custom breakfast sausage, plus $20 off your first box when you sign up at butcherbox.com/Stephen A. That's butcherbox.com/Stephen A. Which team could soon turn into the Steelers drama? Next on the Stephen A. Smith Show.
The Stephen A. Smith Show is being brought to you by Barbasol. Hey, sports fans. Barbasol is offering you a chance to score big when you join the Barbasol Shave Club. Grab your premium starter kit for